Good morning and welcome to Bookaholics Anonymous. Today we continue our talks with tea sessions while we try to get to the bottom of our obsession with books. So I'd originally thought that I was going to do my wrap-up video for February and my TBR video for March this weekend. But then I decided to give myself another week with the excuse that at least there's a couple more days in February, so surely I can pretend that it's another week of February before I have to do my wrap-up video. And the main reason why I haven't decided to do that is actually because I haven't read very many books in February, apparently. I'm not doing very well. So let us just do a normal chat instead. First up, I actually still haven't finished Homegoing yet because I got distracted by this book. So I'm still literally exactly at the same point that I was last week on Homegoing. I've only got like 100 pages left and I really should have finished it by now, but I went to the bookshop after work and I bought a Lumine, and then that was the end of that. So basically what I'm saying is that it might look like my currently reading hasn't changed because I'm still reading Homegoing, but I have actually finished a whole other book in between that at least. So I have made progress, more than I have in previous weeks of the month actually. So I'm still reading Homegoing. So I will finish that very shortly because it really doesn't have very long to go. And after that I actually do plan on continuing to read this absolutely beautiful cover version of Beauty and the Beast, which I started reading the moment that I bought it at the bookshop yesterday, and I'm like, you know, only like a few pages in because I was just reading it on the train home. So once I finish Illuminate, I get to reward myself by reading Beauty and the Beast, which is very exciting. My latest Goodreads ad is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, I think. And the reason why this is my latest add to my Goodreads TBR list is because of the live video chat thing. I don't really know how to describe it in a simple word, for the Read, React, Repeat book club, which happened last Thursday. So I've talked about this book club a lot, and it really is a fun, interesting, unique idea for a book club where they do these live chats at the end of the month for the book that they've read, and each of the 3 people running this book club, so that's Aaron from Aaron in Beta, Clara from Clara Reads Books, and Cam from Wolfshot Publishing. Each of them nominates a book that they then put on a poll on Twitter for us to vote for which book gets read next in the next month. So Dark Matter was Aaron's choice, Clara's was Heartless, and Cam's was The Hobbit. And so I've gone and added all 3 of them to my TBR list on Goodreads just in case, although Dark Matter was the last one that I added for some reason, so it gets counted as my latest Goodreads ad. I will definitely be reading one of them for the book club, and the other 2 have definitely piqued my interest anyway. I have already read The Hobbit, but I do feel like reading it again. And that's my Goodreads story of the week, because that's really interesting, right? What's next? I don't know. Just tea. So social media shoutouts. I have 2 this time, both of them Instagram shoutouts. The first one is for Basic Books. Her feed is just nice and cozy and involves some grey knitted socks and nice grey knitted blankets and other cozy things, which is nice for those of you heading out of winter in America and into winter here in Australia. So thought I'd give her a little shout out for a lovely cozy feed. I think she's very new to Instagram, so if you feel like making some bookish friends with some Bookstagram newbies, I'd strongly recommend that you go and say hi to her. And the second one is for Black Tea Books, who also just has an absolutely beautiful, beautiful feed of the kind of look that I am always drawn to. And she also has a book blog on Blogspot, so if you're interested in having a look at her blog or her Bookstagram account, check her out too. Non-bookish news, I guess. I don't know. I don't really have much to talk about. The only thing that's really been going on in my life is, I think I've spoken a couple of times about the fact that I'm into singing and that I'm part of a couple of singing groups. I can't remember how much I've talked about that. Anyway, one of the singing groups is actually a singing group that I started myself a couple of years ago. So I started this group because I was new in Melbourne and didn't have many people to talk to, and I really wanted a chance to sing and do music. And I put out basically some feelers on Facebook asking who would be interested in singing with me, and got a few responses and started this singing group, which has now been running for 2 years. And you know, we've had members come and go. Usually when people leave the group, we find someone to replace them. But I've been struggling to get it back up and running this year for some reason. I sent them away for Christmas break, and I remember saying a few weeks ago that I was really excited that we were going to be starting singing again, but everyone pulled out at the last minute, and no one really seemed to think of telling me either that they couldn't do it anymore. And then I've had 3 out of 6 people tell me that they think they're not going to be coming for the next few weeks or few months because their lives are too busy and this is not enough of a priority to them to be coming. So then I've only got 2 people left if they turn up, and even if both of them turn up, that's not really enough to be doing singing. So it's looking like my singing group that I've been pouring my heart and soul into for the last 2 years is falling apart. And to be honest, I'm really upset about that because, like I said, I have been pouring my heart and soul into this for 2 years, and I'm just incredibly disappointed that suddenly it's not happening, or that I can't convince people to come and sing with me anymore because I've got other things that are more important to them. Anyway, so that's most prevalent in my life at the moment, and that's kind of negative, so let's talk about more positive things instead again. So more positive things, I guess, would be booktube related things. What's going on? Ooh, I've decided on my theme for March, but you don't get to hear about it for another week, which is pretty exciting. Unless you're Clara, in which case you've already heard about it. But Clara, you were sworn to secrecy, I'm telling you. I have my bookshop tour video filmed, and I will be editing that over the next couple of days, ready to share with you guys, the first one in my series of bookshop tours. I have a book haul video that I have also filmed today that I'll be sharing with you either today or later in the week as well, my first ever book haul. I have, I don't know, maybe a book tag, we'll see. Just some random things here and there. Anyway, keep an eye out later this week for my bookshop tour, which will be the first in my series, which is touring Melbourne through bookshops. There should be 1 video a month, and this is my February one, so tune in later this week to see that. Otherwise, I will see you on Sunday next week for a whole plethora of videos, all of which will be involved in wrapping up February and starting March. So that includes, I think there's a shout out video, and there'll be the theme reveal and wrap up and TBRs for February. All of that stuff will be coming next Sunday. So if you're not interested in the bookshop tour for some weird reason, because for some reason you hate bookshops, in which case why are you even here on a booktube channel? What the hell is wrong with you? I will see you on Sunday. That made no sense. But until then, stay classic. I'm sure you're all wondering why I gathered you here today. Well, the truth is, I have some buttons for you to click.